I do have a tidbit of the week for you this week. It is near and dear to my heart because I've been going through quite a journey over the past year or so, year and a half now, I guess I could say. And so I've been sharing that with you guys along the way, and anything that I glean from my experience that I feel is advantageous to you, I always want to share with you. So, the tidbit of the week this week is called motivation versus discipline. So, I've learned some lessons lately about motivation versus discipline. Why this hasn't quite hit me until recently, I really can't tell you. Maybe I just wasn't quite ready to understand it yet. But I was struggling with being on the horse and off the horse with motivation in certain areas of my life. And I finally got to a point where I started to ask myself, what really is the root cause of this? In the past, I thought I was one of those people who overdid things, burnt out, got motivated again, recouped, tried again, burnt out, got motivated again, like a vicious cycle, right? But as I got to analyzing other areas of my life where I wasn't like that, I now believe my focus was in the wrong direction. So hear me out on this. The reason I was successful in other areas of my life had nothing to do with motivation and everything to do with discipline. Why had I never thought about it that way before? I don't know. And something just switched in my brain. And about that same time, a mentor of mine, and I'll give you two guesses who that might be, said something to me that was really profound in the moment. Have you ever had someone say just the right thing at just the right time? And I've heard it said that when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Well, it was kind of one of those moments. And he told me that change outwardly always starts from inside. And for example, if you want to become physically stronger, you must first start developing mental strength first. And then the outward physical strength, did I say that right? You must start developing mental strength first, and then the outward physical strength really just becomes a byproduct of the mental strength, of being disciplined mentally to show up and do the thing each and every day. So, if you want to be a better shooter, we all know this. You must practice thoughtfully and with purpose on a consistent basis. But how many of us really, honestly check that box on a consistent basis? Or if it's not shooting, what can you put in that category for yourself? Again, I'd never thought about training quite that way before. I used to think you just had to be motivated. And I tried to keep myself motivated over long periods of time, which, as it turns out, is impossible. And that might be why I kept falling off the horse and trying to get back on again constantly. So I decided that my motivation should turn into discipline because the fact is, how you feel every day fluctuates a lot. And if I don't feel like doing something, that is very different from doing it anyway. So I believe that the difference between mediocre and great lies in what you're willing to do when no one is watching. You guys have to remember that when we see someone on the YouTubes or on the Facebooks doing something extraordinary and great and wonderful that we aspire to be, you're seeing a highlight reel of that person's life. You're not seeing the hours and hours of hard work behind the scenes or the countless failures that they had to endure to get to that level. You aren't seeing the mental struggles of them doing uncomfortable things day after day after day, or challenging themselves to see themselves as someone who's truly capable of being great. I have a challenge and an encouragement for you tonight. I want to challenge you to see yourself as the person you want to be, even if you aren't that person yet. And then think about, what does that person do consistently? How does that person think? And if you start putting in the work every day doing those things when no one else is watching, you will slowly but surely transform into that person you aspire to be. And then building that inner strength will start showing itself through everything you do in life. And it will show itself in the most wonderful way, you guys. So, whether it's shooting, fitness, or being a better husband or wife, how you see yourself And what you do every day to either validate or invalidate that belief of yourself is putting you farther down one path or the other. I believe that you are never riding down the middle. And I think that a lot of times we want to believe that we are, but I believe you're either moving towards or away from who you aspire to be every single day. And it's up to you to decide which path to choose and to do it with intention. And lastly, I just want you to know, guys, and I know you know this if you know me at all, I'm not saying I have it all figured out. I'm so far from it. It's ridiculous. Okay. Every day I learn something new and I fail constantly and I seek to figure out things every day. And sometimes I'm wrong, right? And that's okay. But if sharing what I've learned helps you in some way, then I don't mind being the guinea pig. And that's my tidbit of the week.